Welcome, happy Tuesday. This is John McEntyre Show Live. I'm John McEntyre, and today is the seventh day of the new year. It's January the 7th, 2025. I'm actually doing much better than I normally do at the beginning of the year. Every year, it takes me almost like a month or two, like mid February before I finally accept that it's a new year. Um, I guess because now I don't really write checks and things like that, write physical checks and everything. A lot of stuff that I'm doing is already updated, so the date's already there. But I tell you, for the longest, for years, it would be February, and people would call and say, "Hey, you dated this. It's 2018. You're still dating things 2017. It's 2019. You're dating 2018." And when that comes to contracts, checks, things like that, that's important. And so I spent a lot of time having to, backtrack around and or give permission to change something on a contract, something like that. But I've gotten better. I said that was one of my true resolutions, to actually call the year what it is. I mean, it's simple, but it works. So, yeah, there we go. Well, we have a good show today, and before I, really get into it, I have, I share wallet wins, things like that. But I actually talked to someone last night, and this was like a wallet win that I'm so proud of. It's a gentleman. Let me see. 2013, I started volunteering for a as a financial coach for a men's shelter. It was it's a Christian men's shelter, and this is for gentlemen that had, maybe they were been in prison, or different types of stories, drug abuse, um, all kinds of just stories. And a friend of mine, he was one of the oversaw one of the houses, because it's a number of houses located in Charlotte. It's one of the largest of its kind especially in Charlotte, pretty much in the southeast United States. And so um, I would every Wednesday for 2 hours, every Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I volunteered, and it was like one of the highlights of my week. It was something I didn't want to miss, because talking to these gentlemen, from different walks of life. Some had been wealthy at one time, some came from extreme poverty, some lost families, some lost companies, everything. It was just a lot of stories to learn. And um, I really enjoyed sitting down and talk to these guys, giving them hope, seeing them take positive steps. And some did things they had never done before. Others, they were getting back on track. I would remind them of certain things that they had already known to do, and it was just for clarification and everything. Well, some of them, when you're doing something like that, and that's why I'm a big believer in being consistent for people, and being there. Um, I built some very good relationships. Some, it's we after we handled financial stuff. I mean, these were guys. Some were much older than me. They had wisdom in certain areas, and they shared their life experiences. And I'm raising a daughter. Some of them had daughters, and they, gave me a lot of some of my best parenting tips as a father came from talking to these gentlemen. Like, be more involved, stay engaged, and make sure you do the it's the small things, and pay a lot of attention. And their wisdom, their advice paid off a lot. It definitely. And some of these guys, I see them, and the first thing, how's Bella? How, I know she's doing well. How's this, that, and the other? Or I saw you on social media, and you and Bella enjoying life and everything, and I'm so happy. So it's humbling. It's very gratifying. People that you helped didn't realize they were, people that I was there to help me probably more than I helped them. And they would say that, you really helped me in this area. And I make sure to show my appreciation and gratitude to them, to let them know how much they helped me. Well, one of the probably, like I said, probably one of the it's definitely my favorite wallet win because it's like a life win all the way around. One of the gentlemen I met, he had an estranged daughter, his only daughter. She wasn't talking to him anymore because he wasn't there. He had been out there, as a drug dealer and went to prison and things. And so his daughter was a little mad at him because when he went into prison, she was just born, and he didn't see her for like he did 10 years. And so, and her mom would not bring her to visit him and things like that. And so when he got out, he did the best he could to build a relationship. And one of the things when we started talking, um, he told me that he wanted to set up he had never had like a legitimate bank account, checking account, savings account. And he said one thing he wanted to do was, contribute to her life. So, um, he was afraid to go to the bank because of his past and things. And so I have these relationships with all these, the banks and all of the other professionals. I took him to the bank. I told him, I said, meet me at this particular bank. As a matter of fact, it was Wells Fargo. And I took him to the banker I dealt with before, in real estate and everything. And she she sat down and she took her time and she set everything up for him, helped him set it up right and the whole 9 yards. I mean, she went above and beyond. And he was happy. I mean, he was extremely happy. I mean, you're talking about someone being motivated. I mean, he was motivated. I mean, we didn't have to go through those points. Some people, you have to, every week, you have to keep them sort of motivated, moving forward with their finance. That was not the case with him. I mean, he would call me during the week because I told him, I said, call me anytime or whatever. He would call me, hey, I did this. Hey, I did that, and he would ask questions. And we I took it became like a person, almost a personal quest for me to make sure that he did what he said he can do. Okay, let's fast forward it. I didn't see him. He moved back to his hometown, he moved back up north, upstate New York. And we talked a little bit. I mean, I would get the text, the happy birthday, the holidays, things like that. Well, um, he contacted me, so we talked yesterday. His daughter, they see each other at least twice a week. um she he had saved the money, had put the money in an account. He's helping her with school and other areas of life. He's being a contributor, positive contributor to her life. And he's like definitely on track. He started a small business and his business is doing well. We had talked about that. He had a lot of skills. He had some great skills. And I just told him, look at the market, see what the market's needing, talk to some people and everything. And so he started a small cleaning business. And so he have nice contracts now, and bought a home, things like this. He just made a lot of things right. Went and he went further than most people would ever do. He went, old relationships that he had damaged, he went back and apologized, things like this. um, he's in his words, my stance in society is stable now. And some people, that's the entire world. Made me feel good. Like I said, I've working with these gentlemen coming from these different walks of life. And he says when he comes to Charlotte, he wants to take us out to dinner. And his fiance, he wants me to meet his fiance. And we're going to start talking a little bit about some premarital financial counseling and coaching, just to, because he doesn't have anything to hide. He doesn't want to start a relationship, on like, hiding finances and everything. He wants it all to be out there. And so, as you can tell, that's why I'm so excited about this wallet win, because this is someone, this is over 10 years. We first met. You can tell and I can understand, he wasn't that trusting. And so my consistency, you know, it turned into, just more than just me being there to volunteer coach. It became a relationship, a friendship. We're friends. And he basically said it. You can always count on me. Need anything, whatever, I'm a phone call away. He said, you're one of my people in my life, and when it's hard, some guys, it's hard for them to say I love you and stuff like that. And he told me, hey brother, I love you. I always will love you. And I'm here for you. You're like a brother. So that's a wallet win. He's winning. I'm winning. Knowing that outcome came, and he's from 10 years and he's still walking it out and making things happen in a positive way. So that was a wallet win, a story for the ages for me. Um, Probably one of my stories I'll always tell. Maybe I can talk him into coming on. He's sort of camera shy and things like that, but maybe I can talk him into being on there to share and bring hope to someone else who might be in those types of situations. So yeah, that's a wallet win I wanted to share for today. But I wanted today is day two of achieving financial success in 2025. And so yesterday I talked about setting, doing your goals, your values assessments, your dreams. Write those dreams down. Hopefully you're doing that, and it's a list that you'll always add to you as you achieve things. You check things off, you add things to it to keep you motivated. uh, and so that's the first step. I tell people, just sit down and dream. Don't worry about the numbers. They're coming. They're coming today. The more practical steps. So today, uh, I want to talk about completing your net worth statement. Because a net worth statement, most people think, the first thing is to create the budget, which is, that is true. Budget is very important. But the reason why I put the net worth statement after the dreams and goals, sometimes even before that, it depends on the person. Sometimes the person will come to me and already have, this is what I want to accomplish. Okay, let's do a net worth statement, because a net worth statement is your snapshot for where you are. That's what it is. It is a picture of where you are. Show me a net worth statement. Some call it a financial statement. They're interchangeable. Show me your financial statement or net worth statement. I'll know your financial story. Um, I don't need the words, because the numbers are telling the story. Like to say, sometimes you need words to tell a story. Well, in finance, numbers do the talking. Um, you've written down your dreams; those are the words. These numbers are telling me exactly. No matter what you say, hey, I'm doing this, that, and the other. The financial statement is going to tell me what you're doing. It tells the story, and it just is what it is. It's just straightforward. These are the numbers, and what is a net worth statement is made of. It's your assets minus your liabilities. Your assets minus your liabilities equals your net worth. So when you see someone, they saying, hey, I'm worth $1 million. Okay, you probably have some liabilities. You have assets in the play in the works, and take away the liabilities. That's the net worth. With your assets are your income. It could be a business. Um, it could be the value. Sometimes I do use the value. Most of the time I tell people to complete two, because a lot of people like to put their home, because their home is their largest asset for most people, for most Americans, their home. And it comprises the bulk of their net worth. And I say, well, the value of the home is what can be an asset. Um, and I kind of say that, you know, tongue in cheek, because the house may be on paper valued at 400,000. The median home value in America is what, 385, close to 400,000 now. But if you cannot sell it for that, then it's really not worth that. Then your net worth, I'm saying that to say that it can sort of give you a false sense of a net worth when you put your home on your net worth statement. It is an asset, but it's different types. I've done a show before, and I need to do one that's more clear about that. There are different types of assets. They're financial assets, they're emotional assets, physical assets, spiritual assets. And so a lot of times a home may be a, an emotional asset or even a spiritual asset, but it may not exactly be a very good financial asset. Especially if it can be an asset, may not be worth as much as you think it is. That's what I'm saying. So me personally, we don't count our personal residence on our net worth statement. We just don't use it because that's an easy way to inflate your net worth also. And if anyone out there, if you've ever applied for a mortgage and you have to put everything about your life on a mortgage application, basically what you're completing is a net worth statement. That's what you are completing. And they look at it and says, based on this number, this is the story of this person. So we feel that they can actually handle a mortgage. That's what a mortgage application is. It's a net worth statement, and it's telling the story. Other things on there, your investments, if you have a 401k or an IRA, things like that, stocks, bonds, investments. Some even count insurance policies as assets, especially if they're permanent whole life insurance. It could be business vehicles or anything that your business owns that creates income. Those are assets. And if it has value, some people have expensive jewelry. It's an asset. If you have something, if you have like a vintage Rolex watch, for instance, you paid probably $2,000 for it. Now it's worth $6,000 or $7,000. Then it's an asset. It can be trademarks. It could be brands. And a lot of people don't think about these. I'm throwing these out to get people to think about it, because sometimes your reputation, your brand, if you are a business or a professional, that's also part of it contributes to the value of your business, which contributes to your net worth. So I'm just throwing it out there because most people don't think about that type of stuff as being part of net worth statement. But when it comes to all out numbers, it's your assets minus liabilities. I covered some of the assets. Liabilities are debts, credit card, your mortgage payment, cars, most cars, unless they're like classic cars that you don't owe any money on or something like that. It's a classic car and it's worth more than you paid for it. It's an asset. But net worth loans, student loans, things like that, stuff that you owe on. It could even be if you haven't paid taxes. For instance, if you hadn't paid taxes yet, that would go on your net worth statement in that moment, because you can complete a net worth statement every day and your net worth can actually change on a daily basis. You pay a debt off, that debt, and you no longer have to pay that. If it was $200 a month and now you've paid it off, you've increased your net worth by $200 if you're putting it in savings and things like this. So that's just something to think about. That's how sensitive a net worth statement is. Most people only complete a net worth statement, maybe look at one like quarterly. But in the beginning, I just tell people, I was like, hey, once you've completed it, every time you make and it's like it puts you in a positive frame and a growth. Today, like one of the hot topics is growth mindset. It does help to develop that growth mindset, because as you're making payments, you're decreasing your debt, which is increasing your net worth. If you're not like taking that money and spending it right off the top. If you were like moving that money over to savings or to your investments or whatever, every time you pay something off, when your liabilities go down, your assets are going up. So your net worth fluctuates. It goes up. It can actually increase on a daily basis. And I've had plenty of people. I did it myself, when I was being mentored by my mentor of completing a net worth statement. And he was like, just do it every day and look at it. Just take some time and look at it. I mean, it won't be the putting everything on paper is the hard work in the beginning. Once it's on paper, it's there. Now it's just you make copies of it and you just increase or decrease, and it lets you know. And so That's now you see the importance of the net worth statement, because now you can't do your other plan. You can't put your plan in place until you know where you are. And the net worth statement is your snapshot, is telling you where you are right now in today's time. It's telling you whether it's positive or negative. The average net worth in America is around $200,000, and that's for someone in their late 40s, early 50s. Then as you then you go into the retirees. Sometimes their net worth is higher because they've worked longer. Their investments have appreciated much more. So there's a lot more millionaires in the retirement age than any other age. Um, and I mean net worth millionaires, not like cash flow type millionaires, which is nothing wrong with it. There's a lot of people that make $1 million a year, and they if that income exceeds their liabilities, then hey, they're a millionaire, you know. Um, but that's the difference between being rich and being wealthy. Wealth is measured in time. Rich is measured in amounts. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Was as you're on the path to achieving financial success for 2025, complete that net worth statement. You can go online, type in net worth, Google net worth statement, printable net worth statement. They'll print them out. I do have one. I would link it up to the video on YouTube and on Facebook, where you'll be able to print it out and complete it, or you can complete it online or whatever. But just complete one, Google it, do whatever, complete that, and now then you will know where you are. Some people are surprised. They didn't know that they were worth that much. They just accumulated stuff and didn't know that it was like valuable. Didn't know, never really looked at their retirement accounts. Now they're looking at their retirement accounts and they've been paying off debt. And that's a serious motivator to see that your uh, net worth is in the positive, and you're probably worth more than you thought. So that's a big time motivator to keep you moving forward. So that's what I wanted to cover today. Make sure and complete that that net worth statement. And tomorrow I'll cover another topic on what you should do, because these are steps. And it could be, if I could stay live for 8 hours today covering everything you would need to do, when I would just rather break it down into these simple chunks. And now your homework is to do that net worth statement. Make sure you do that net worth statement and complete that. Now you know where you are. You're motivated. You've written down your dreams and goals. That's motivating you. You've completed your net worth statement. Now you know where you are, know the direction you want to go. Then it's time to start walking it out, putting that plan together specifically for you, because this is personal finance, and the main word is personal. So two separate net worth statements are going to put together two different types of plans depending on their dreams and goals. So complete that net worth statement. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Oh yeah, if you have questions, don't hesitate to contact us. You can, or you can put it in the comments. Share those wallet wins. I love celebrating those wallet wins. Let's share those with everyone. Um, if you have any comments, suggestion for a show, a particular topic you would like for me to cover it live. This is live. Interact with me. I'll interact with you. You shoot me a question, I'll answer it. Give me a comment. Share the wallet win. We'll make sure and do it. So until tomorrow, we'll see you. Same time, same channel. We'll talk.